Hi everyone. This is my first time trying this. What is it? Inviting people while we're already live. So let's see how this goes. Let's see here. Just clicking a couple more names. All right, that should be good. Hello. Okay. Think we. Hey,
What up, what up, what up?
how's it going?
I'm alive. I can't complain.
Oh, dang it. I forgot my clock. Give me 2 seconds. I was like, I knew said I was gonna work on the timing today. Give me 1 second. Dang it.
Frank, I see you. What's happening? I can't call it, man. Just it's living, bro. It's living. Lear, hey, glad y'all hopped on. See what we talking about tonight. Curly Blue, what's happening?
Okay, okay.
Oh, speaking of headphones, hold on one second.
Y'all, we gonna get it together, I promise. Hey, boo.
Y'all gotta forgive me. This is my first time doing this. You gotta get in my professional space.
Oh Lord. Okay. I am really tripping right now. I don't know what is going on. Okay, let me get my timer together. Y'all, I'm trying to do better on timing these episodes so it's not crazy. Oh, thank you, Monet. Thank you, honey. See, that's your girl in here, Imani Surratt. That's
That
her.
is her. That is her.
Hey,
I didn't even see that. What's up? Thanks for the
look, oh,
look.
best wishes. That's sweet.
Right.
Uh,
Hopefully, I don't get
okay.
myself in trouble.
Look, I'm gonna keep you in line. I'm gonna help to keep you in line tonight, so you don't say nothing too crazy to the people.
I'm gonna
Okay,
just bring my ops. That's
timer.
it.
Oh, that's. Listen, man. That's all we looking for. Okay, I said. Okay. All right. Oh, nope. Nope. Hold up. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Got the timer together. We're good. We're good to go now.
Let's boogie.
All right. She said the kids may or may not be watching.
Oh
Oh,
well, here we go.
yeah. All right, people. So, hello and welcome to Sex, Lies, Relationships, the podcast. This is my co-host Chris for the night. Chris, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself to the people?
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Some of you know me, some of you don't. My name is Chris. It's Pinky to some. First name underscore Pinky. That's the handle. It's my first name. Don't ask me if it's a nickname. But yeah, I just me and Canel go back to high school, back to good old Vance or Chambers, whatever they go by nowadays.
Look, yeah, see, he went to Vance and I was at West Charlotte, but somehow we knew each other. I don't know how
Right.
we did,
I
but we did somehow.
somehow we
I think we
met.
had a lot of people in common or something like that.
Right. But yeah, I've been watching the podcast and wanted to offer my 3 cents. It may not be worth 2 pennies, but hey, just wanted to get on here, have some fun, share some enlightenment that I've
Good.
gained in this
Hey,
journey.
listen. I am here for it. I am here for it. And I got some questions too.
Yeah, we got to find you a man, by the way. I've been, I've been, I've been paying attention. I've been paying attention.
Man, it's look, it's not as lonely as I make it seem, okay? Let's just say that.
Well,
I'm
okay,
entertaining right
okay,
now,
all right.
so I'm not completely alone in these streets, okay?
Hey, enough said. Enough said.
All right, man. Hello. Somebody said, find me one too. Look,
Yeah,
that's
that.
what we're trying to do with this podcast. That is the meaning behind this whole podcast. We are trying to, like just get men and women to communicate better, um, and be honest. And that's exactly what we're going to be talking about tonight, actually, is really just figuring out how to be honest about what it is that you're looking for, what you're open to, and just being real with yourself and others.
I'm glad you
That's
said
what it's about
honesty,
tonight. Mm-hmm.
because I wrote that down over here,
Yeah.
and I think honesty is a word that's thrown out and people don't really know how to use it.
Yeah.
Uh, but that's something we'll get into.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So, we are gonna go ahead. So let me go ahead and like introduce tonight's topic. So the topic for this evening is, but are they checking for you? You want
Mm.
to go ahead and like explain, because this was your idea. This topic
Yeah,
was your idea. So go ahead and
so
explain it.
so in my words, I was thinking, okay, there's tons of people out here looking for somebody,
Mm-hmm.
um, but is the person that you're looking for you?
Period.
Um, and yeah, that's what I want to get into tonight is determining what it is you're presenting to the the playing field, if you will, and if what you or if the plays you're trying to make are going
Mm.
to get you first downs, turnovers, interceptions, or uh, so yeah. So let's jump right into it.
Okay. All right, y'all. So like I said, welcome to Sex Lives Relationships, the podcast. Tonight's topic is, but are they checking for you? So let's say, because I've heard some things like lately about this other, I think it's a podcast or something like that, where like these women be calling in, and like I don't even know the name of the
You
show,
talking about
but
Kevin Samuels?
oh my God. Is that the one that he be like saying some off the wall type stuff to these chicks? I
Does
think
he
his
say
name is
off the
Kevin.
wall type stuff? I see.
They be
See.
ignorant calling in, and I just
Okay.
be
Yes.
like, "Man, why would you even?" I be upset with them, to be honest, because I'd just be like, "Stop it, just stop." Is that his name though?
Kevin Samuels. Yeah.
Okay,
If we're
okay.
talking about the same person, I feel like Kevin Samuels is a modern day folk hero.
Oh
He
Lord Jesus.
he look, he tells it like it is. He doesn't hold anything back. He's going to give you the
Mhm.
truth, the whole
Mhm.
truth, and nothing but the truth,
Oh boy. Okay.
according to Kevin Samuels and pretty much every other man out there.
I
Um,
swear, you and y'all's heroes. I swear.
y'all have, I mean, y'all got Beyonce. We got Kevin. I mean, come on.
She doesn't speak for me.
Well, she sings for you.
She sings for y'all. How about that? Okay,
Anyway,
yeah, so go ahead and explain what you're saying about Kevin, man.
yeah. So me and my wife, we watch him occasionally. Pull up videos and see what he's saying, see what they saying to him. And
Yeah.
from my perspective, he's abrasive.
Okay.
He's uh, he doesn't have a filter, but at the same time, why should he? You know, if
That's
if
true.
people
Hmm.
if people are going to take the time out of their day to call in to his show,
Yeah.
knowing or not knowing what he's going to provide to them, for the masses,
Mm-hmm.
uh, then it's their own fault for the outcome. I
Yes.
think, and folks in the chat can speak up on it if they've heard of Kevin Samuels or listened to it, watch his
Mm-hmm.
podcast, seen his videos on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
The man doesn't lie. He tells the hard truth.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for a lot of women and a lot of men to hear it and understand it and hear where he's coming
Mm-hmm.
from.
Yeah. So, me just being, like honest the way that I am, I have heard probably like maybe only like one conversation and then like a piece of another conversation. And I was just like, what is going on right now? Like, but like you said, I mean, he tells his truth as he sees it and everything like that. But some of the women that do call in like saying, oh, I'm looking for a high value man and all kind of stuff like that. Mind you, I've never even heard of a high value man. I mean, I feel like somebody's value is not determined by how much they make. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
so what do you mean like a high value man? I don't even know like what it is that you're looking for. And so that's like another thing that kind of gets me, that like gets my mind going like a lot, is just like, do like when people say, oh, I'm looking for laundry list items, whatever it may be, and it's just like, why are
Right.
you looking for these qualities in this person? And I just want to know like the reasoning behind those qualities that you're looking for. Like, is that something that you need, like absolutely need, like me personally? So one of my things that's on my list is somebody that's over 6'1". Yes, I do need that. That's a real need. Okay.
You kind of tall.
Yeah.
Kind of
I'm
tall.
I'm a legit 6'1",
Yeah.
like without and I wear heels, and
Yeah.
I'm not giving up my heels for nobody. So like, yeah, I mean, that's one of the physical things that I need. But then like people will say, oh, you have to make over six figures and blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, why? Like,
Well, I mean,
so I'm just like wanting to know like why people want those to me, it's somewhat superficial type qualities and everything like that in somebody, but and these are wants, not needs. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of it has to do with people desiring things, traits, or people that they can't be themselves. So let's say, for instance, I'm a man looking for a high value woman. Why am I looking for a high value woman? Because I'm not a high value man. Chances are, because
Mm.
if I'm a high value man, I can go look for whoever I want. Well, I won't even have to look, honestly.
Yeah.
They'll come looking for me. So I think a lot of it has to do with people looking for what they don't already have.
Okay.
So a lot of
Okay.
times, not all the time, not all the time.
Okay.
Some people just want what they want because that's what they want. But
Yeah,
I think you can go a layer deeper with a lot of folks.
I feel that. So how long have you been married?
Going on 5 years.
Okay. So, before you got married, did you have like in your mind like a list of things that were your wants in somebody, and um when and your wife, like, did she fit that list of wants, or did she kind of reveal to you like what you actually needed? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So before I met my wife, I mean, I was a completely different person. I was in college, and there was a completely different set
That's right,
of
Christy.
things I wanted. And when I was in college, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't even really know what I want. I can't say that I knew this is what I want in a
Yeah.
woman.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I knew what I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And if you would have shown me a picture of my wife and put that
Mm-hmm.
against what I felt like I liked at the time and asked me
Yeah.
who was I gonna marry, it probably wouldn't have been
Mm-hmm.
my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up, just because when I was in that phase of my life, I was more about aesthetics. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I was into light skinned girls, and I mean, not that my wife is charcoal black, but I mean, she's not
What?
she ain't charcoal black, but I mean, she's dark. She's
Uh,
a I don't even call her dark skin. She like to call herself dark skin because she don't want to be light skin.
okay.
Right, yeah, she hate on the light skins, but I mean
Oh boy.
that's what the darkies do. But but yeah, if you would have
She's
put
dying.
if
She's
you would have
laughing
put
right now.
those if you would have put those two pictures and asked me to pick my wife, it probably wouldn't have been my wife. But then again,
Yeah.
it's just a picture,
Uh-huh.
and it's a snapshot of a period of time that doesn't describe what's really going on.
Who they are.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, as we age, as we change, our our desires will typically change, and
Mm-hmm.
that's what
So
happened with me.
outside of like the physical characteristics of like what you were into, did you have like an idea in your head as far as like um
You know,
as far as like
I can't
yeah,
say
go
that I
ahead.
did because
Okay.
I wasn't looking for a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Okay.
when I was in college.
You was wilding out. Okay, we get it. We
I'm
get
not.
it.
That's not what I said. I wasn't wilding out. I I I was looking for a quick fix, if you will.
Okay,
Not
that's what we
not
calling them.
not necessarily from a bunch of different people, but
Okay.
the fix was more important than a ring, a life together.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
Fair enough.
by the time I met my wife, I was in a stage where I was starting to settle down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I can't really say that I knew what I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think when it comes to marriage, you you don't look for what you want. You you find in successful marriages, you find what's right for you
Yeah.
and what's right for your future.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I get that. So, oh man. So, I mean, so after, I mean, from that question, I kind of just feel like I'm wondering if y'all can start putting in the chat some of the things that are like on y'all's list right now, like ladies that are looking for a husband, guys that are looking for a wife, all of those things, like because like we in an age range now. Also, if y'all are even looking to get married now.
I want to hear
Y'all
from
trying to get
Ladybug.
married or nah? Go
I want to hear from
ahead.
Ladybug. Ladybug, what are you looking for? That's my niece. I don't know if she want me to tell y'all that. My niece
Okay.
Leera is looking for a man, y'all.
All
She looking for a
right.
man. If any
All
men
right.
in the chat, look up. But yeah, so what what you want in someone, in
Mhm.
my opinion, shouldn't start with what you want in someone. It should start
Okay.
with you, with yourself. If you
Okay.
can't find peace in yourself, if you can't find understanding in yourself, if you can't find yourself, then how can you expect to find someone for you if you don't even know who you are?
Yeah. Oh,
So
yes. Oh my gosh. Listen.
that's the first step.
Y'all listen. Okay, so your niece said first off somebody who's actually looking for a commitment. I hear you, girl. I hear you. But then again, I'm kind of like not in that space right now, and I'm not in that headspace. And it goes actually off of what you were just now saying. What's near the top of my list is emotional availability. a lot of women say that, and I just be like, what's emotional availability? But so what I was just now about to say was that the reason that I'm not in this space of like wanting a commitment right now and not wanting to like belong to somebody right now is because I am actually in a brand new like phase of my life to where I am really like figuring out who I am now, because I'm not the same person that I was last year, year before that, high school, elementary, middle school, like different, like a lot of things like happen to you in your life. And so the things that you go through in your life change who you are.
Definitely.
You agree? So, yeah, so right now I'm in a space of still evolving and really starting to get my footing as far as knowing who I am and what I want. Because when I was younger, like I used to want to, oh my gosh, everybody has one of these stories. Probably every female that's in this chat right now or in the world in general, like this, like in our age range and whatnot, was at one time, like probably when they were in like middle school or something like that, they were just like, yeah, I want to be married and have kids by the time I'm 25, like, or 22 or something
Yeah.
like that. Like, we used to say that stuff. And then, like, you get, like into the ages like that we are now. And I'm 33, and it's just like, and I'll be 30. Oh my gosh, I'll be 34 in June. Sorry, that just really threw me off because I haven't like processed it, thought about it or whatnot. But yeah, so I'm just like, and I used to want kids. Now I haven't wanted kids in probably like 4 years or something like that. And I just had a hysterectomy like in June of last year. So ain't none coming out.
Yeah.
It's only going to be furry kids, dogs. I'll have 19 dogs.
And
19.
you can have
Mm-hmm.
all 19.
Yeah.
I send
I will keep popping out some dog babies. How about that?
I'll send you mine so you can have at least 20. How about that?
All right, well that'll work. How you just gonna give away your dog though?
Yeah. It's a dog. It's a dog.
Oh my gosh. Dogs are kids. So yeah, so like I don't, and like I said, like I don't want, to have kids anymore, and I'm not interested in like raising kids and everything like that. And so it's just like, oh, I'm past that phase of my life, like where I thought that was what I wanted and that I needed to have kids to be happy and all of that stuff. And also marriage, I mean, I keep going back and forth right now on like whether I want to be married or not, because I'm just like, I kind of just need some dogs and some space. So
Let me ask you something.
I don't, go ahead.
Why are you single?
Yeah.
So, okay, why is marriage something to consider if you don't have someone? Not saying that you're wrong in doing so. I'm just curious.
You said, why is it
Why
something? Say that.
why is marriage something to consider if you don't have anyone?
Um, because it's kind of like one of those things, like, like when you were little, you're just like, yeah, I'm gonna grow up and get married and blah, 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 blah. And life is just like not like that though, And so
Yes.
it's like, married for what? You know? I
Yeah.
mean, and people like they have, like their different ideas of like why they want to have kids or why they want to be married to someone or something like that. But then again, it kind of just goes back to like, my question is like, why do you want these things? And if I can't give myself like a good answer on like why I would want it, then it's just kind of like, well, I don't need it then.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I mean, I hate to like reduce it to this, but it's like going shopping and seeing a shirt that you like, or for me, it's like seeing a dress that I really, really like, but then it's kind of like, I ain't got nowhere to wear it to though, so I'm gonna leave it in the store. I don't need this thing to be happy, right?
Right.
So I can just move past it. I can just move past it. I don't need it to be happy.
Right. So
Mm-hmm.
is there a difference? Similar analogy. If you go to the store wanting a particular item, say that dress,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you get to the store, but you find a completely different outfit that you want instead. So so
Oh
and I,
man.
I link that to, let's say you want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you don't want to get married,
Okay.
and you meet someone. You don't want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
You still want to be in a relationship. You find somebody to be in a relationship with. Neither one of y'all want to get married, but y'all date. It's a year down the road. You know what? I want to get married.
Mm-hmm.
So the reason I asked the question earlier was because does or is your current thinking interfering with who you could be with?
Mm. Yes. Yes. Because of so actually I told my sister that I was going to use this information tonight earlier today. So I'm on Hinge right now. Y'all know that. Um and for y'all that don't know what Hinge is, it's a dating app. So I, of course have information. I have a picture with my son, Diego, my dog, on my profile. And I have information in my profile about loving dogs. And I just want dogs, not kids, right? So, y'all, why did somebody try to match with me today that said in their profile said the dorkiest thing about me is I'm afraid of dogs.
Well, I mean, that goes back to the question I just asked. He Just because he's afraid of dogs doesn't mean he's gonna let that affect his opportunity with you.
It's a done deal for me. Like it's
Why?
a no
Right?
for me.
Why? He
It's a
could be the
no
man.
for me
He could
because
be the
like how
man of
you
his
gonna be
dreams.
afraid of he is not. That's a nightmare, clearly. Because
Just because he's afraid of dogs today doesn't mean he won't be
yeah,
tomorrow.
that's I ain't trying to, and I've actually like had somebody like try to do something similar to that, but it's not being true to yourself. Like somebody trying to fake, oh yeah, like I'm cool with dogs, and then they weren't. And so it's just like, don't like just be real with yourself. The person that is out there for you isn't going to be somebody that like your life doesn't go with. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
like if you have up this facade right now, like, oh yeah, I want kids and blah 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 blah. And then you get into with somebody that says that they don't want kids, and then you're just like, oh, I don't want kids. No, yes, you do. You do want kids.
All right. So
Like, I've had people do that too.
so here's another angle. You
Go
said
ahead.
that he wasn't being honest with himself,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, because he tried to holler at you and you got dogs and he's afraid of dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Was he not being honest with himself when he put in his profile that he was afraid of dogs? And even though he's afraid of dogs, he put that fear aside for the opportunity with you. So
Mm.
how is that him not being honest with himself?
It's
To me, it seems that he would prefer the opportunity with you as opposed to let his fear rule him.
I feel like I can't trust it. And like because I feel like if you're afraid of dogs, then you can't love my kid. And if you can't love my kid, if he don't like you, it's a no. It's a no. I don't have to be married because I can stay alone
I'm not
as
saying
long
you
as
got
I
to be
got my
married.
19
I,
dogs.
I'm not saying you got to marry this man. All I'm saying is,
He may be willing to change for
and
you. That's how,
well,
somebody says that's how. Hold on, give me 1 second. Somebody says that's how I got married. We were never getting married again, and 3 months later, he gave me a diamond, and I accepted. When you know you can't even deny it. Okay, interesting. But I
Why
just,
why can't I see any of the comments?
I don't know.
Huh,
You
well,
can't see anything?
the last thing I see is from Von Monet, and she posted three crying
Oh,
laughing
just scroll.
emojis. I
Just
did.
scroll.
Yeah, I
Oh,
did. Yeah. It's all good.
uh,
It's all good.
I don't know then. Yeah. Sometimes,
Um,
sometimes it has like a delay on it.
but yeah, I guess I'm not trying to pick on you. I'm just using your
Mm-hmm.
situation to
Yeah.
explain my viewpoint. If you, let's say for instance, if I would have closed my mind and my heart to my wife
Mm-hmm.
simply
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't think she was what I wanted,
Mm-hmm.
then I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in now. Who knows where I would be? Like we got three beautiful kids,
Mm-hmm.
um, wonderful life here at home,
Mm-hmm.
and it's everything that I wanted and didn't ask for and
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that I would get when I first saw my wife. When my friends told me that they had somebody they wanted to hook me up with, I was like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
okay, whatever. We know how that goes. And here we are 5 years later, living our best lives. So
Yeah, she actually
for
just wrote something similar to that in the comments.
okay, yeah. So it's just like you can't It's not wise, in my opinion, to limit yourself um, based off of what you initially see or
Mm-hmm.
experience. Now,
Yeah,
granted,
that's fair.
there are some things that are just going to not work out, and you'll be able to know up front. But
Mm-hmm.
I think if I think people need to give people um, more of a chance.
Okay. So actually where that comes in, where does it where is the line drawn between giving someone a chance by like someone that you typically like wouldn't talk to and I'll say blah 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 blah, I don't want this, don't want this, don't want this, but where do you draw the line at giving somebody a chance and settling
You have to
for go ahead.
you have to determine what's more important to you.
Mhm.
Is
Mhm.
it is the superficial stuff important or is your future important? You have to decide. And I can't, for instance, tell you that these certain characteristics that you're looking for are something that you need to overlook and
Right.
give the next guy a chance. I can't say
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, you're not gonna find everything you want in someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Mhm.
So at some point, you gotta there has to be some give and take. Um,
Mhm.
you got to be honest with yourself first and foremost. Do I think I can tolerate this?
Yeah.
If not, let it go. If maybe, give it a shot. You never know what happens.
Mhm. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. And it's not like I'm saying, like these things right now. However, um in in the hinge dating world, it's not worth me to try and match with this guy and make it work when I've already, like matched with people that I actually have common interests with. And just like scrolling through that guy's profile, I was just like, I don't see anything that we like have in common. And
Hmm.
so, and it's not just that he was afraid of dogs, but that for me just kind of like was just like absolutely not. Yeah, so that's what did it for me. However, like I said, I'm still, like growing into who I am going to be right now.
Hmm.
Um, as far as, like figuring life out, um, without having children of my own, aside from Diego.
I'm about to
And
say, don't put Diego out like that.
I would never. That's my boy. He over there sleep on the couch right now next to my sister. So yeah, I mean, so like outside of like not having kids on my own and um just figuring out like more like doing my own business thing right now and everything like that is just kind of like who I don't want to, like be checking for somebody that's not going to fit with my lifestyle.
Right.
Um, yeah. So, I mean, and so that takes it back to, like tonight's subject is just like, who are you checking for? And are they checking for you, sort of deal.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and excuse me, with
Right.
the Hinge guy, like the one that had like the fear of dogs and everything like that, with that, I was just kind of like, why is he checking for me? Like, what was it? Like, yeah, of course I had like cute pictures on there or
I
whatever,
was gonna
but
say it was.
outside of that,
I was.
what did you see that was just like, I'm gonna see if I can match with her?
He saw
Like,
your face. I mean, that's what it was. That's how guys are, especially I would assume on dating sites. I haven't been on one in some time, but I mean,
mm-hmm.
what was it? What the one that you swipe left, swipe right? What is that called? Oh
Which
my God,
one?
I feel
Tinder?
Tinder. When
Oh,
Tinder first came
I've
out,
never been on Tinder. I've heard some
really,
things.
really. Um, but
Oh,
yeah, I
Tinder
mean,
talk.
I would swipe right or left solely based on what the girl looked like. I
Yeah.
mean, so when it comes to dating sites, I can't speak for women, but for guys, and in my experience, we're looking at your face. We're not necessarily going to read your profile,
Mm,
especially the ones that aren't looking for long-term success in a relationship.
okay.
Um, so there could have been a number of reasons that he decided to try and match with you,
Yeah.
and more than likely the number one reason was because he saw your picture.
Mm-hmm. That's fair enough. You said your niece?
Yeah.
She said, I say don't do it. Every time I gave someone a chance, it was a dud. If your logic makes sense, then pass them by. And my homegirl Monet says, in swipe culture, it's difficult to give somebody a chance. If they don't match what you want, it's best to just move on. I agree. I absolutely agree. But I mean, it's yeah. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's just like where's the line drawn between, you know, giving somebody a chance and you know but like where does it end up at your does it like when you I remember like back in the day I used to be like this is probably like high school time or college time or something like that. I used to be like, man, why can't we never like somebody that likes us? Because then it seemed like it would just be like perfect, like
Yeah.
I like you, you like me, let's just do this. But and then like when I was like typing up the description for this show the other day, and I put that in there, like why can't we like who likes us? Like, and then if we do, then is that settling for like just whatever we can get, you know?
I think I think we have to take a deeper dive into what the word settle means. Because I mean
Okay.
at the end of the day, you're gonna settle. Just because it's what you want doesn't mean you're not settling. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they call uh slowing down and getting into a relationship to get married and make a family and all that stuff, they call it settling down.
I don't like that they call it that.
I mean, well, I mean, hey,
It
that's what
sounds
it is.
bad.
That's what it is. So I mean, I think we use words and phrases and give them power that they didn't necessarily have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think settling is a bad thing. I think falling for someone that isn't good for you is the wrong thing to do. If you settle for someone that's good for you, what's wrong with that?
So what I'm saying is like when you look past red flags though. I feel like that is settling. Like if you're just getting into it with somebody that's just like, oh, well, this person, or for superficial reasons, say, oh, well, he got money, so I'm just going to be with him, even though you don't know anything about this person and you don't, know that you guys are like looking for the same things in life. Like I've, like had this conversation before to where, somebody that I met like years ago on a dating site, he and I both want different things out of life, but we somewhat like kind of keep each other company right now.
Mm,
And it's not like a, relationship or anything like that, but and it's just like we just won't want different things out of life, and people aren't, I feel like a lot of people don't have those conversations about like what it is that they want out of life, or that a lot of times women will put whatever their goals and ambitions are aside to settle down with what they're with what somebody that they are checking for wants.
so I wouldn't call that settling down.
Okay.
Looking past red flags or giving up a part of your life for someone that isn't giving up a part of their life for you,
Mhm.
I think all that's lunacy. Because why would you sacrifice your happiness for someone that isn't sacrificing their happiness for you?
Mhm.
And if y'all are sacrificing your happiness for each other, then neither one of you is happy.
Right. Right.
So,
And that's why I feel like a lot of relationships, marriages, all of those things like fail because people aren't having these conversations about this is who I am, this is who I want. If you aren't, fitting in this like to where it's like anything but a deal breaker, then like what like why are we doing this?
right.
You know? A lot of people, they're not having those types of conversations. I actually
See,
knew somebody that, like was dating somebody, and uh they said that they wanted, like to have kids and everything like that. So they're going along, going along, going along in this relationship. They get married. Then she's like, I don't want to have kids anymore.
yeah. And I mean,
Like,
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I
what do you
think
mean?
I don't think there's anything wrong with her not wanting to have kids after getting married, and
But their agreement prior to marriage was we're going to have kids,
so they made a
you know?
decision before they were married.
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
That was in the past. I mean, is he going to carry the kids? I doubt it. They can adopt,
But you don't feel like, well, she just didn't want kids anymore.
just period.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's something that they both have to deal with.
That's what I'm saying though. Is like people people aren't, like just being honest with themselves completely. So like when I tell guys like that I'm like talking to, dating or whatever now, it's just like that I don't want kids.
Hmm.
Um, and so, like I said, some of them have been like, "Oh, me either," and it's just like, "Yes, you do." And so I asked them, like, 5 years from now, are you gonna be okay if you don't have kids? Like, really think about that, like, because I'm trying to preface you for this situation. Like, just don't have me, like out here uh, thinking that you're good with not having kids, and then you are holding it against me later because I told you from the very beginning I am not going to have kids.
Right.
Like, don't say, yeah, I'm cool with that, and then not be cool with it. Like, just be honest, be real with yourself and be real with others from the very beginning. And that's
Yeah.
what we don't have enough of, you
I
know?
I completely agree. And it's difficult to know what you're going to want in the future or what you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to want in the future. So when it comes to getting in a relationship with somebody with something so large on the table like having kids,
Yeah.
um, like I can't say that I would know how to deal with that situation because it's not something that I've ever had to experience.
Yeah.
But at the same time, nobody gets, let me not say nobody, I'll say most people, we don't get into marriage with the intent to get a divorce.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, divorce is just a reality.
For
So,
some, yeah.
yeah, for some, I mean, it's a reality for everybody, whether you get a divorce or
Yeah.
not, it's still happening. Chances are we know somebody that's had a divorce.
Yeah.
Uh, but getting into marriage, being blind to divorce, I think is a mistake because
Okay.
it's something that can happen and does happen. So
Mm-hmm.
I think where we get caught up is getting into marriage thinking that, we're going to be together forever. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to be happy. That doesn't always happen. Marriage is not
Mm-hmm.
always a happy time. You're not always going to be running through lily fields and smelling the roses and watching the butterflies fly around. Like that's not real.
Yeah.
Marriage is it's a war without bloodshed. Like
Mm.
it's it's a real live battle to make sure that you got what you need, that your partner has what she needs, what he needs, that your kids got what they need. And there's a lot of personalities that go into to making sure all of that happens. And it's not something that's easy. It's not something that should be taken lightly, and it's not for everybody. But at the
Yeah.
end of the
Yeah.
day, marriage can end. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that's something that everybody getting into marriage should be preparing themselves for prior to marriage. Prepare for the worst, expect the best.
Oh Lord Jesus, that you make it sound so exciting.
I
Like,
mean,
you make it sound so
don't get me
exciting.
wrong, marriage is a wonderful thing, but if you go into anything one-sided with one eye shut, you're gonna get fucked over in the end. And
Oh
you're gonna get your
Lord.
feelings hurt. And I just now live by, the mantra that prepare yourself for anything that can happen. Hope for the worst.
Okay.
I mean, excuse me, hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And because if you don't, and the worst happens, you're gonna get your feelings hurt. You're gonna be in the corner
Mm-hmm.
crying with your head in between your knees, talking about, oh, why don't she want to have kids no more? Like, it's tough. It's gonna be rough, but at the same time, you gotta prepare yourself for that.
Yeah. So, let's go back to like avoiding, I mean, to the part that we mentioned before about what was it? When I was saying that like some people, like aren't communicating who they are, what they really truly want,
Mm-hmm.
and like what's going to like make them happy, like figuring out what's going to make them happy because a lot of people, like don't know and don't even try to dig to figure out the things that they actually want out of life. They're kind of just going along with these rules that were made up a long time ago about, oh, well, you are going to go to school for however long, then you're going to go to college, then you're going to get out of college and get married, and then you're going to have kids
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. And it's just like, yo, it's 2021. Like, who made up these rules? And why are y'all still following this stuff? Like, because nobody is living your life but you. Like
Right.
you are responsible for answering for everything that you do in your life, right? So I had a girlfriend that when I told her years ago, like that I wasn't going to be having kids or anything like that, she was just like, "Oh, well what about like if you like fall in love with somebody and he wants kids, you can give him kids. That's a compromise." And I'm just like, no, it's not. Like I'm
Right.
absolutely like certain that I don't want to have children like out of my body. And because for one, I would probably say like the number one reason that I decided that I didn't want to have kids before it was like medically necessary that I like have the hysterectomy was because I cannot imagine like my heart walking around outside of my body. I just can't do it. So that was like my number one thing for like just being no. So yeah, and she was saying that she felt like she feels like me going into a situation or like marrying a guy or something like that, or being in love with a guy, and him wanting kids, that I should just give him kids. And I'm just like, no. Like, because that's not something that's going to make me happy in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can reach the age of 116 and never have had a child in my life and be happy about that decision. But people, like they need to go into situations with others, like whether it's like the talking stages or people that they're even dating right now. Say that you've been with somebody for 6 years that you've been dating. Yep, I ain't gonna get into that. Say that you've been dating somebody for 6 years, but y'all aren't having these conversations with each other. Y'all are wasting your time. Why are you not talking about these things? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about, like figuring out what's going to make you happy in your life. Like I said, like you could die tomorrow and then you just doing what somebody else told you to do.
Right.
You never even lived the life that you wanted to live. Because like we only have, like this one life, and like who are you trying to make happy outside of yourself? And like you said, like in your marriage, of course, you like try to keep each other happy and the family and everything like that, and that's beautiful. But at the same time, if you are in your marriage and you're doing things that are like, not that you're going to love, like everything that you do in a marriage or in a relationship, but at the same time, if it's something that's going against who you are as a person, then I just feel like that's not a good situation. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, definitely not. Because I mean, you're not being honest to yourself, and if you're not being
Yeah,
honest to yourself, you can't be honest to your partner.
yeah, yeah,
hmm
absolutely.
And like going back to something you said, so like if I were dating someone and I asked her, do you want kids? And she was like, no, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't want kids either.
Right.
Uh, knowing that I might like to have some kids in the future.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
if 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 I were to pursue a relationship with this young lady, then I would need to know or be okay with the fact that I might not ever have, as you say, heartbeats walking around outside my body.
Right. Right.
And to your point, there's a lot of people that they're not concerned about being honest with themselves or others.
Yes.
They're
Mhm.
more concerned with others accepting them for who they are. Not necessarily people accepting them for who they are, just
Mhm.
being accepted by others.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, and I think when you're getting into a relationship with somebody, of course you want to seem interesting. You want the person to be attracted to you, especially if you're
And you want
attracted
to
to
seem
them.
open too. Mhm.
To what? Yeah,
Yeah.
so you want to seem open to
Yep.
what they want, so that
Yep.
there could potentially be a future.
Yeah. Mhm. So that's something that's like happened a lot. That's why I talk about like honesty so much on this podcast, is because I've dealt with so much, like myself, like my girlfriends, my homeboys, like have dealt with so much with people being like just dishonest with themselves, or more so like with others. And then you have to track that back to them being dishonest with themselves as well, about, like what it is that they want, who they are, and everything like that. And me personally, like I am a 33-year-old woman that medically cannot have heartbeats walking outside of my body. And also, like I'm not completely like closed off to somebody that has a kid, but you ain't having no kids while we together.
Right.
Like that's what's not gonna happen. That's what I'm not gonna do. And so it's I don't know. Like, I mean, and outside of, sorry, outside of like, like kids, being like the topic of discussion, it's just, like I said, like with me having my businesses and everything like that, I can't be with or want to be with somebody that won't fit in that space. Like they don't have to, like I don't know, run my business while I'm sick in the bed or anything like that. But you need to understand that I have a business
Right.
and well, two businesses now, and like respect that space and be supportive of me in that space. Like I said, like you don't have to, carry a billboard, wear a sandwich sign, none of that stuff. But I absolutely like need you to understand that this is what's in my life. This is a part of my life. Like my businesses are a part of my life. Diego is a part of my life. I get another dog. That's going to be another part of my life. But like, I just can't, like be with somebody that's not that's not going to fit with, you know what I'm saying?
Mutual
So
understanding.
yeah. And the same thing with them. Like if they have a lifestyle that is just like on the go 24/7 and everything like that, it's just like I can respect it to like a certain point, but then again, at the same time, it's just like, can I really am like 5 years from now, am I going to be happy with somebody that's on the go 24/7?
Right.
Like, and like I said, you could die tomorrow, and if you are living your life, like I said, even if you're in a relationship right now or whatever it is, I ain't trying to break up y'all's relationships or nothing like that, but at the same time, like live your life for you, like for others, for them as well. But at the same time, it's just kind of like you can't, like be with somebody that you're just like unhappy 24/7. So
Facts. Facts.
y'all just, like, so I guess like, like the wrap up for this show is just like be honest with yourself about what you want and what's going to make you happy. And if you are with, look, maybe I am trying to break up relationships. I don't know. I'm just trying to make y'all happy. I just want y'all to be honest. Like, oh my gosh, I just want y'all to be honest. Like, just do, like, just be honest with yourself. Be honest with others. Chris, you got any closing words?
Um, be honest with yourself. Learn
Mm-hmm.
yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely learn who you are and learn who you want to be with. Don't just accept it because they match a list of qualities on a sheet of paper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And also, your niece said, like, don't just be with somebody just to be with somebody.
Yes, do not.
Mm-hmm.
Do not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been there, done that.
Exactly. I think we all have at this point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we all have. Y'all, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Sex Lives Relationships podcast tonight. I'll see y'all next week. Do you want to tell them bye?
Y'all take care. Have a great weekend.
All right, bye, y'all. See you.